This morning, a major recall from the Food and Drug Administration for blood pressure medication over contamination concerns. The FDA issued the recall after a customer claimed there was a black substance in a sealed vial that's supposed to have a clear solution. The drug is especially used after being under anesthesia. Drug maker Pharm says if injected, the black particles could travel through the bloodstream and potentially cause blood clots, leading to a stroke and even death. Joining me now is Dr. Bernard Ashby, professor and medical director at Larkin University in Miami. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm all right. This definitely raises some concerns. Anytime you're talking about possibly contaminated medication. Dr. Ashby, what should patients look out for? The blood pressure drug is used nationwide in surgeries. What should people know first and foremost?
So, first and foremost, if you're a patient, this particular recall does not directly impact you. This is dealing with basically anesthesiologists and compound pharmacies, essentially, that get the product from the manufacturer. So apparently, in this particular case, one of the compounding pharmacies noted contaminant in the phenylephrine supply used for the compounding and reported it to the company, and they initiated the recall. However, this is pointing to a broader issue that we see within medicine and healthcare, where we just don't pay enough attention to environmental health issues, particularly when it comes to medications and contaminants. So this is not the first recall that we've seen in blood pressure medications. We've had a host of recalls with angiotensin receptor blockers, calcium channel blockers, which are general classes of medications due to contaminants such as carcinogens like nitrosamine.
Well, Dr. Ashby, I think that what immediately raises concerns amongst patients would be the fact that they're probably already nervous about having a procedure. Then they're hearing about a drug that may be used in their procedure. So should they raise that concern with their doctor, or are you saying that, hey, Nick, they already know that this was a problem? Those drug manufacturers have probably already contacted the places to whom they've distributed that drug.
Well, that's the plan, and that's what they're saying. However, as a patient, you should always advocate for yourself and hold everyone accountable and make sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. So I would never discourage anyone from bringing it up to their pharmacy or to their anesthesiologist when they're getting their procedure. So phenylephrine is kind of a different medication. Most medications, when we talk about blood pressure medications, they generally lower it. Phenylephrine is used by anesthesiologists to raise the medication. But again, back to the general issue about our pharmaceutical supply, it's always important to speak to your pharmacist and ask them, is there any medication that I'm currently taking that have been withdrawn or have been flagged for contaminants?
But Dr. Ashby, just to put a button on this particular drug that's been recalled, those at home don't need to worry because they would not be administering this particular drug themselves, correct?
That is correct. With this particular medication. However, there's been prior recalls in the past, and this just points to a wider issue with regards to environmental health and its impact on our health, which is basically a huge blind spot in the medical profession. And we need to not just know the pharmacodynamics and the therapeutic aspects of medication, but we also need to understand that where these medications are sourced are important, and whether or not they're contaminated is important. And that's something that we as physicians really need to do a better job of.
Speak to your pharmacist, speak to your doctor, advocate for yourself. Dr. Ashby, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.